The Department of Justice officially indicted Binance and CZ, and they also are going after Jesse Powell and Kraken. We're going to break that down. It's breaking news. We're going to look at the live press conference. This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button. We got two phenomenal guests on, guys. It's kind of a little bit of a special episode. We're mostly just going to be talking about the Department of Justice today with, first off, Lorenzo Tax. Lorenzo, he's working towards that supreme clientele, like a Ghostface album. Lorenzo, how are you doing today?
Amazing end of the year, helping people out. A lot of exciting times in Bitcoin, crypto space. It's always a lot of fun.
All right. And then also on, we have Crypto Blood. And Crypto Blood, I've never learned, what was your favorite Wu-Tang member? It's not Method Man, is it?
It actually is.
Oh, dang.
It actually is.
You know,
yeah,
Method Man. He did good on the wire. Well, folks, we're going to talk, first we're going to talk about Jesse Powell, Kraken, kind of go through that news. Then we're going to look at the CZ Department of Justice situation. It's breaking news. We actually have the press conference pulled up right now. If you want to see it right there, I just have it live. And they might zoom in. This guy right here voted most likely to be an extra in Men in Black, saying the line, "Sugar, I need sugar." I don't know. That's just my take right there. I'm sorry to derail it already. But folks, first we have the Jesse Powell news. Get out of U.S. war zone, Jesse Powell said. He had some choice words here. This is a Kraken co-founder, Jesse Powell, choice words for U.S. following the latest SEC lawsuit against the exchange. USA's top D-cell is back, acceleration, with another assault on America. Thought we settled all their concerns for $30 million in February. Now they're back for seconds. If you don't recall, 9 months ago, Kraken paid the SEC. They settled. Hey, I thought we're in the clear. We settled everything. They had some yield staking, that they probably shouldn't have had staking. They paid $30 million. Well, they're coming after them again. Some say, hey, did they pay us that $30 million a little too easily? Do we need to come after them? Well, Kraken denies it deals in securities, to their credit, saying the SEC is demanding compliance with a regime that does not exist. The CEO said, we strongly disagree with the SEC claims, stand firm in our view that we do not list securities, plan to vigorously defend our position. And the SEC from Jesse Powell saying they know this will likely cost us $100 million plus and valuable time. If you can't afford it, get your crypto company out of the U.S. war zone there. Now, Lorenzo, you're a tax man, so you know money. There's what Blood. I'm gonna cut to you. What was this a live look of right there? Is that
we're looking at the SEC in the lobby right now of Kraken, guys. Okay, we got reports. They are doing the shakedown, ladies and gentlemen.
Was this shakedown? Why is there a shakedown? Is this shakedown politically motivated or financially motivated or both?
I would say both, bro. Like you have Sleepy Joe. This is what cracks me up about everyone saying, "Oh, Gensler, he's doing it. He's gonna really get himself fired this time." No, he's doing exactly what he's been employed to do, directed to do. Remember, Biden gave the go ahead for these agencies to really start shaking down the crypto industry last year. Maybe even I think it was the end of last year, right? He gave them that mandate. So this is what it is, bro. He's doing exactly what he's been put into office or continue to be in office to do. So it's not like he's going to get reprimanded for this behavior. He's doing exactly what Sleepy Joe and the powers that be want. DZ, that's just my opinion on it. That's my two satoshis.
I will agree. And yeah, they seem to, I would agree. I think he's just doing what the handlers tell him to do. I don't know, maybe you at home, you can guess. We all have a different idea what the handlers might look like. I think it's an alien in the back of his, I'm just joking. Let's see now, Lorenzo, I want to ask you, they're going after them after charging them with $30 million. Does this feel like a shakedown to you?
They're just doing their part in terms of regulation. You got to look at the past. How has the government regulated any industry? And this resembles a lot like Sarbanes-Oxley. The government takes a very reactive approach. So you have everything that's been going on in crypto over these years. You have all these scandals, and they haven't responded with very clear regulation. And this is an example What's going to end up happening here is there's going to be a Sarbanes-Oxley-esque type of a movement in the crypto space that regulates it and creates a foundation of rules for everyone to go by. And we can talk about this further into more questions. I don't want to give a huge long-winded answer, but we've been dealing with a lot of audits lately, and we've been seeing how the government's coming and going and asking these exchanges for information. They're subpoenaing everyone. They want to know who this person is, what their trading history is, what they've done, just like if you were trading Tesla on, Robinhood or Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade or whatever brokerage account you're using. There's no difference. They're going to treat them exactly the same, and they're going to have rules and internal controls to manage these people. That was a big thing that happened with Sarbanes-Oxley after Enron, was internal controls. And if you look at the articles, they specifically mention internal controls at Kraken being poor. They want to make sure that no one's being taken advantage of. And how do you do that?
That's the bullshit. That's the bull they pull every time. You know that, Lorenzo. I mean, come on, man. We've seen it in the past. All regulation does is add more cost to the transaction, whatever transaction that is.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's what's going to happen, though. They're going to have some sort of internal controls department. Back in the day, public companies, they had to create a whole department. Think about the cost. You have to hire, X amount of people just to manage and create these internal controls when the auditors come. There's like 10 people working at a company strictly just for internal controls. That didn't exist before, 2008 or 3 or whenever that bill came out.
I mean, Enron really kicked it off,
if
right?
you notice
Enron,
in that
WorldCom.
Yep, all those collapses. Well, if you notice, and same thing in the finance sector where you saw with those companies, they'll have language in the legislation that gives them leeway to damn you if you do and damn you if you don't. I think with the current crypto legislation, it's adequate AML controls and adequate money laundering controls. And who's to say what is adequate? Like Lorenzo said, if you had 10 employees, one employee fully devoted to that, is that adequate? Well, the SEC can change the definition of adequate. Well, you clearly should have had 3 of your 10 employees. And so they will use the language. I think it's adequate. Correct me if I'm wrong. Adequate to basically put them in a direction that they want. But I have a picture of Jesse Powell. We just superpose. Go ahead, Blood.
Yeah, my issue with the SEC is always that they seem to retroactively make decisions or positions. Right? It's after the consumer has been scammed. They never come in beforehand and stop something. It's always retroactively. It's always after the fact. So what are they actually doing? How are they actually helping the end user, the investor? Maybe Lorenzo knows, but I can't figure it out.
All right, we have one more photo of Jesse Powell here. I think this was his Seattle grunge rock phase. That was him several years ago. I think that was early 90s. Maybe that was Kobe. I'm not sure. The crypto influencer Kobe. All right, let's talk about the breaking news, folks. We have actually, again, we'll go back to the live stream. This is live. That guy hasn't blinked. He hasn't blinked, everybody. Look at him. Look at that. That's a weird individual. Anyways, moving on here. They are coming after CZ. They have to settle. Breaking news. Janet Yellen came out and said they are officially indicting them. It looks like we saw a fresh drawdown after that. The producers have convinced me to show you a clip. I was going to show you. We actually have a clip of CZ meeting Janet Yellen. It's 11 seconds. They convinced me to. Again, one more time. If only, folks. If only. I don't know why. I shouldn't have showed that. But breaking news.
That's a great Muay Thai kick right there.
Right in the fupa. We have the breakdown from Grok. We asked Elon Musk. I asked Elon Musk personally. I called him up. I'm like, hey, El, if you want to what would Grok explain this situation as to a 5-year-old? So Grok explains the CZ from Binance story like I'm 5. Once upon a time, there's a man named CZ, and he started a big place called Binance where people could trade special coins called crypto. He worked hard to make Binance the biggest and most popular place for trading crypto, but CZ had to talk to many important people, and sometimes they didn't get along, but he always tried to make things better and help everyone use Binance safely. One day, some people thought CZ and Binance were doing things that weren't right. They wanted CZ to pay a lot of money and promised to follow the rules better. CZ agreed to pay the money and promised to do things right, and so CZ and Binance kept helping people trade crypto, and everyone was happy the end? Crypto blood, is everyone happy? Is this the end?
Hey, I'm actually pretty impressed with how the markets, DZ, have held up in all of this news today. We saw a wick down.
Do we have a fresh look at BNB? There's no way we could get blood-alytics on BNB, is there?
Yeah, I do trade blood-alytics. BNB is one of the blood-alytics pairs, but I want to show you this one here really quickly. This is just a regular chart, and you'll see earlier today we wicked down and tested the orange line. That is really the line I'm watching, guys, because if we breach this within the next 3 or 4 days, then we're going to head here to that yellow line, and ultimately I think that is where our support is. So I'm not concerned in any form or fashion as far as a rollover in the markets, but the markets are impressing me, DZ. I'm really impressed that it's holding up, and I just think that here's another example of the shakedown happening. They're going to try to do whatever they can to slow this industry down, and not so much slow it down. It's to shift the powers to the Wall Street guys so they can have full control over this crypto industry and then accelerate the growth and give it an asymmetrical relationship to us, the little guys, right? They want to have the upper hand, the 0.1% want to have the control over this new burgeoning industry. So that's all they're trying to do here. Are they going to achieve their goal? I would say in the long run, no. Thank God.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Lorenzo, I want to throw it your way here because, I would agree with pretty much everything Blood's saying there. I want to ask you about Binance's health as a company without CZ, however, because stepping down, it looks like he's about to start enjoying a nice long vacation, a much needed vacation. He just tweeted a few minutes ago. I'll pull it up. Does Binance need CZ to be successful?
I like a change in regime. I think this guy's been attacked for how many years? He's been the head for so long. I think if they're strategic at how they put in place, and I want to say in a weird way that they comply, because it's as sad as that has become. Most likely, they're probably going to have to comply in order to stay relevant. But a good new fresh start, I think, would clear the waters of all the past that has happened. I think you just had a lot of turmoil in the industry, and having a good fresh fresh blood, right? You never know. Maybe it's you over there, Crypto Blood. Maybe you're going to be the next CEO.
All right. Well, speaking of fresh blood, we actually got breaking news, folks. Breaking news. We got the fresh blood about to step in as the CEO. There's 4 candidates. We have pictures of all 4 of them right there. So, they're currently in the second round of interviews, if you're wondering. Here is CZ's response. We're not going to do the whole thing. It was a novel, if I'm going to be frank with you, but we'll read the first paragraph. Today, I stepped down as CEO of Binance. Admittedly, it was not easy to let go emotionally, but I thought he had autism. You're not supposed to have emotions. But I know it is the right thing to do. I made mistakes and I must take responsibility. This is best for our community, for Binance, and for myself. So, like I said, it's a novel. So if you got some time, maybe go check it out after the show. Well, Blood, I have this take, and normally I'm just neutral host. I don't really share my opinion here, but I've been cultivating this
show,
thought.
though, DZ.
Yeah, it's a new show. Yeah, DZ, he's breaking out of the hoodie, y'all.
Exactly. Come on,
I feel like there's.
Tell him why you're mad, son. Tell him why you're mad.
Here's my thesis, Blood. Here's my thesis. I haven't really heard anyone say this. I feel like there's 3 large unknowns in crypto. There's Binance FUD, there's Tether FUD, and there's U.S. government FUD. Doesn't this knock out 2 of the 3 unknowns in crypto? And don't markets hate uncertainty? Is this a Giga Chad send candle on the monthlies coming up?
I don't know about that much, but I agree with you. That definitely was something that was over the market's head for a while now. It's been years, low key, right? I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 years. We've been kind of wondering what's going on with, the SEC, and are they going to be able to get CZ and all of that? Definitely one more thing that we don't have to worry about, but I'm still concerned about I would want to say, irrational exuberance when it comes to this spot ETF. Okay. That's the last thing that I'm worried about. I think we jumped ahead of ourselves, and we better get that ETF in January. That's all I'm saying. If we don't, we're going to traverse this whole rally up. Was it about 35%, DZ? So just that's the only thing that I'm worried about at this point. And I'm not even a huge fan of this spot ETF. It's not like it makes or breaks us, but the markets, the participants, the DGens out there, you guys think it makes or breaks us. And that's all that matters. If the market participants think this is the biggest thing in crypto since sliced bread, then it is. So that's what I'm worried about at this point. We better get that ETF spot passed in January.
All right, Lorenzo, does this help or hurt the odds that we're going to see that ETF pass in January? And some say potentially March, but I think most people are coming along like 90% it's happening in January. Is this helping or hurting?
I think it's leading in the right direction. I think it's helping. I personally think it's helping. You're cleaning out the stuff that they didn't like. So the reality is it's gonna go when the government say it goes. And as a crypto person, obviously you always want that lack of control, and you're always for this where you're in control of your assets and such. But honestly, it's necessary for the protection of people, and it's just crazy to say that we're at this point.
Lorenzo.
It's crazy to say we're at this point. Listen, we're all crypto blood. Listen, blood. You know that all this stuff. I'm on the CPA side of this. I see all this tech that they're putting out. They can watch all this stuff. It's out of control.
Absolutely.
So people are going to have to make a decision. You're either going like off grid and I'm a pirate, or you're going to play within the rules, and then there's still things you could do within the rules. You're not the only one who plays the game. So that's where those people have to start to decide now. Is this era of just doing whatever you want that door's probably going to close, and now it's who can play the game better. Because if you don't know how to play the game, then you're probably going to get taken advantage of at this point.
All right. Well, crypto,
if that's the case, Lorenzo, does that mean that our mission in crypto has failed? Because remember, it's all about self-sovereignty. It's all about having control over your funds. It's all about not your keys, not your cheese. Are we failing at our mission here?
There's going to be definitely parts of it that have that self-sovereignty. I think there's going to be areas where people are going to have control, like sending money. You can send money a lot easier. A lot of people's banks. I mean, lately for some reason, I've been getting calls. Anyone that has to do anything that's a little bit irregular in their businesses has been getting their banks closed down. Like you do a little gambling, like boom, boom. They close your. They just took one of our clients' bank balances. They cut him a check, and they said, "Sorry, we're not doing any more business with you." They've been banking with him for 5 years because he got into a little gambling. He likes to gamble a little bit. This has been happening. I've been having I've gotten more calls this year than ever of people who've gotten their banks closed down. So there's going to be some level of self-sovereignty for sure. I'm just saying the days of all this renegade where you can just hide so much, I think that's going to be a little bit that's going to happen less and less for sure.
All right, you're seeing a little bit of a crackdown. I would agree with that. Crypto Blood, we have someone in the chat asking a pretty good question on that note. Fighting Fit Films Production. There you got your little shout out. With this larger crackdown happening, is CRO next?
I hope not. I use CRO. I use crypto.com. We'll see, though. This is what's so confusing. Like the ones they're deciding to target. It makes me kind of think, well, the ones they're not targeting, are they already in the bed? Are they already compromised? Who knows? That's a good question. I have no clue, bro. I have no clue. I have to say, though, I would assume, yes, they are next, because anyone operating in the United States, you see how they're handling them. So it's unfortunate. It's just going to make people run to other countries to operate, and it's going to accelerate the growth of the crypto industry in other countries other than the United States. And we're going to be left behind yet again. So shame on us.
Yeah, somewhere the Winklevi twins are also nervous as they initiate another homeless fight club. I don't know what they do in their free time. That's just what, no, they're nice guys.
I mean, that's already happened, Blood. I mean, we have people all over in Europe. I mean, there have Web3 communities building on the tech of blockchain. That's happening way faster in Europe than it is here. It's already happened.
Right. Synetic
honestly, I think the regulation will bring the jobs here eventually. I think that's what's going to help bring some more.
Wow.
You want to the big fish at least.
So do you think crypto is Synetic says crypto isn't dead in the US? Do you agree with that? Do you think it's still alive and well and growing? I
mean, right now I think it's like on it. It's living on It's barely living right now. You know,
Gotcha.
in the U.S., I've talked to every state has different rules. People in New York can't do everything. I'm from New York originally.
Right.
You know, they
Right.
can't do anything with crypto. Like KuCoin, now everyone used KuCoin for, you know, for trading. Almost all my clients that I feel like have KuCoin, they no longer have that. So the
Well,
options
we
are
have
becoming
a
more
hot
limited.
take. I actually have a hot take
Okay.
on that, folks. You know, whether or not what's happening here with Coinbase. This is a rumor. Then, so I'm gonna give you the spicy hot take rumor, but then I'm gonna disagree with the rumor 30 seconds later. So bear with me on this roller coaster of emotion here. This is from Dom Bay. Let's see. Did y'all think they were going to bring their biggest clients to Bitcoin, kick off a massive bull run, and then let Binance and Kraken make a killing off the subsequent U.S. retail interest in crypto? Negative. Top 10 owners of Coinbase Global, Vanguard, ARK, and also BlackRock and Fidelity, everybody. So some are saying, you know, that is the real reason, but to just dash a little bit of cold water on there, Caleb Franzen brings up a good point. They aren't investors in coin, they're custodians of coin. Lorenzo, you're the tax guy. From BlackRock's perspective, does that make a difference? Would they still want to push coin even though they don't hold any, or would they only want to push it if, yeah, they had direct exposure?
Oh, I'm sure that there's something going on in the back end. With less and less players coming in, there's got to be motive for absolute. I in that sense, I think that there is a master plan behind all this. It's happened too slow. If it happened faster, I'd be a little bit more open to the idea that there's more. It's a little more equal, but it hasn't. I thought we were going to have regulation that was probably coming years ago. When everyone was making like the Safe Moon days, I thought that was it. The fact that's like that was, I thought, was going to be the nail in the coffin for all these people, but it's ran so much longer, and now just seeing on the tech on the back end and seeing how things have advanced, and then the amount of players are becoming less and less and less. I think that there's, you know, they control everything. Why wouldn't they control crypto?
All right, well, Crypto Blood, what do you think? Chat seems to agree there is a master plan. Absolutely. Seems legit. BlackRock wanted Binance out. Crypto Blood, do you agree with the rumor that, hey, they're large holders, these big asset managers, they're big holders of coin. They want coin to win. What do you think of that?
It seems like that could possibly be it. But, you know, my theory is that not Ben Armstrong, Brian Armstrong will eventually be out of there. I think he's very, very pro us within crypto, the little guy, pro decentralization. I think they're going to, I see this literally in the next 2 years. I think the board is going to kick him out. He's too much for us. And so if that happens, that's to me the signal definitely that Coinbase has been co-opted and taken over, and they're going to be the ones that Wall Street goes to. So
yeah, and if you remember, Brian Armstrong is the one who about 2 years ago I said, keep politics out of the office. If you're here to make crypto a global phenomenon, then work here. If not, get the heck out. A little bit stronger language than that. So saying, you know, no more division, you know, related to, you know, just ideological policies and the like. But guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're halfway past the hour here. So thank you for joining. It's been a quite the day in crypto. You know, I'll go ahead and I will end with around the blockchain. This recent actions, is it bearish or bullish for crypto? Just one word. Lorenzo, bearish or bullish?
Bearish.
Blood, bearish or bullish?
I didn't hear the question.
Is the recent actions by the DOJ long term, is this bearish or bullish for crypto?
It's still bearish, man. I mean, bullish. They can't stop Bitcoin. They can't.
Oh,
stop
long
crypto.
term.
Yeah. Short term bearish.
No,
okay, Lorenzo.
It doesn't matter.
All right, yeah. I think we're all in agreement. Short term, yeah, guys, pretty bearish. Maybe not BNB's short term price range, but long term, I think we all agree. You know, this is going to be bullish. Like I said earlier, there's a big dark cloud hanging over crypto, and it was called Binance FUD. And anytime Bitcoin would try to go up, that Binance FUD lightning would just strike the markets. So maybe
this is what CZ is going to look like in
maybe.
about 2, and he's going to do a little short bid in Miami, like you said, Deezy, before we went live. And when he's done, he'll be spitting like Tupac coming out the jail cell.
Yeah,
he'll be all right.
After consecutive nights of bottle service. That is CZ. All right, well, folks, that's all we got. Make sure you leave your comments below. What do you think? Maybe give a BNB price prediction. Is BNB dead? Is Binance dead? Go ahead and hit that like button. Folks, we'll see you tomorrow.